Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So in this video we'll be solving a lot of practice problems over here of everything that I have taught you guys so far. So let's get started. So these are the functions that we are given, that the limit of f of x as x approaches 1 is equals to 8, and g of x as x approaches 1 is 5, and h of x is equals to 2. And we have this function given over here, and we have to evaluate the limit as x equals to 1. And here let's say that it says to show all these steps. So since it says to show all these steps, so what we have to do is we cannot simply go ahead and say that limit as x approaches 1 f of x is equals to 8, so we put 8 over here directly. No, we have to show all these steps. So like all the limits that you see over here, it's gonna go inside the function. Okay, so you basically have to show every step that how are you getting this limit. So like this, and then this is gonna go inside then again. So limit of f of x as x approaches 1, and then we have this is gonna go inside, so limit as x approaches 1 of g of x minus limit as x approaches 1 of h of x. And now we can finally go ahead and plug in the value. So we have a f of x as x approaches 1 is equals to 8, and next we have 5, and then we have 2. So then our final answer over here, it's gonna be 8 over 3. So I'll basically write it over here. Let's 8 over 3. Okay, and then the next question that we have is cube root of the functions, so f of x and g of x. So we'll basically go ahead and perform the same thing. We'll plug in the limits inside, and then we'll try to solve it. So let's just quickly do this. So I think you guys got the idea, so I want to go ahead and explain it again. Okay, so we're basically gonna put this inside, and we'll do this. And next we simply have to plug each value inside. Okay, this is g of x, and this is 9, x approaches 1, and then we simply replace the values that are given to us. So as x approaches 1, f of x approaches 1, that's 8, g of x, that's 5, and 9, that's gonna stay the same. Okay, so oops, this is not addition, this is multiplication. So that would be 4 times, what was the value of g of x? G of x was 5, so 5 plus 9, so that gives us cube root of 49. Okay, now moving on to the next question that we have is this one, and we have to solve the limit. And usually what we do, we have like simply like as x approaches 5, we find the left side and the right side, but in this case we do not have to find the left and right limit since it's a rational function. So we can simply go ahead and plug the limit inside, and so like as long as you're not dividing by 0, it's fine. You can simply go ahead and plug the limit inside. So if we go ahead and plug the limit inside, so then it should give you 5 minus 5, and then we have 5 plus 1, which is equals to 0 over 6, and the limit is equals to 0 then. Alright, so let's move on to another question then. Okay, so I have these limits over here as x approaches 2, like from the right, and then 2 from the left of the given function. So now how do we solve this? So what we'll basically do is we'll put this 2 inside, so we'll have replace this 2 using the function that is given to us, and then we'll do 2 from the right, negative 2. And then if you do this, so it should give you 0, but you have to put 0 from the right, because here it was 2 from the right, so it should give you 0 from the right. And then if you go ahead and multiply this, then it should give you 0, and eventually you'll end up getting a 0. Okay, now for question B that we have over here is similarly, but we have it approaching from the left side. So again, you'll simply go ahead and plug this in. So here you'll get 2 minus 2 again, and but here it will be 0 from the left side. So and if you go ahead and put a 0, like a square root of a negative number, because it's like 0 from the left side, so it means like negative numbers. And if you go ahead and put a square root of a negative number, that gives you does not exist, right? So that gives you an error. So your limit here is basically doesn't exist. So that's how you do for the left and right limit. And if we basically go ahead and ask you what's the limit as x approaches 2 of this function, then you'll basically write d any, because the left and right doesn't match. Okay, so let's move on to another question. Okay, so we have this question over here, and here it asks us to find this limit over here. So what we basically have to do is we have to do some factoring over here. So as you can see, we can simply factor out this one over here, this x. So we're left with x plus 3 over here. Okay, and this is basically some simple factorization that we have to do. So you know, like this is 1 and this is 12. For this question, we basically have to find like two numbers such that if you multiply those two numbers, you're going to get negative 12, and if you go ahead and add those numbers, you'll get a negative 1. Okay, so those two numbers are basically negative 4 and 3, right? So if you like multiply them, you get negative 12, and if you add them, you get negative 1. So you basically have to put x minus 4 then, and then x plus 3, and then you can cancel out the like terms, and then you'll basically end up with x over x minus 4. And you can basically go ahead and put the limit inside, then x approaches negative 3. So if you go ahead and plug the limit inside, so you get negative 3, and then at the bottom you basically get 7. Negative 7, so like these two gonna cancel out, so you'll basically left with 3 over 7. Okay, so we have this question over here, but first of all we'll have to factor this denominator that we have over here. So for this question, we basically, you know, if you have something like ax squared plus bx plus c is equals to, so if you have something like this and you want to transform it into something like x squared and like rx plus sx plus c, so you're simply looking for something like this, like to transform this into something like this. But for this, you basically have to find like two numbers r and s, such that if you add them, the result should be equals to this b over here. But if you go ahead and multiply them, then the result should be equals to a times c over here. Okay, so what are these two numbers that you can think of? So like here, our function here is 2t squared plus 7t plus 3. So those two values, r plus s, should be equals to 7, and r times s should be equals to 2 times 3, which is 6. So those two numbers could be s equals to 6 and r equals to 1, because if we add them, we get 7. If we multiply them, we get 6. Okay, so we can basically go ahead and put that over here. So if we go ahead and factor this, so we get 2t squared plus t plus 6t plus 3. Okay, so now we can go ahead and factor it further. So we can extract 3t from here. Okay, so we're left with 2 plus 1 over here, and then from here we can factor out a 3 over here, and then we're left with 2t plus 1. Okay, so we have this. Now we can go ahead and factor this further. So you see we have this, sorry, t. So we have this same over here, 2t plus 1, 2t plus 1. So let's just factor this out, 2t plus 1, and then we're left with t plus 3. So t plus 3. So that's how we're gonna factor. So t plus 3 with this one, and these two were same, so 2t plus 1. Okay, so now we have this. So we basically gonna write this over here, t plus 3, 2t plus 1, and then here, this is basically a difference of square if you don't know. So difference of square is basically like a minus b, a plus b. If you're going to multiply them, that should give you a squared minus b squared. Okay, so if you have something like this, a squared minus b squared, so it's like 3 squared. Okay, so that means it was a difference of square that has been applied. So you have this, so you can basically go ahead and convert to this. So we'll go ahead and write t minus 3 and then t plus 3. So now cancelling out the like terms, we're left with t minus 3, and then we have 2t plus 1, and now this is your factored form of the equation. So you're basically going to plug your limit in. So limit as t approaches -3 of this function, t minus 3 over 2t plus 1. So if you go ahead and plug the value in, so your answer should be equals to 6 over 5. Okay, so we have this another question over here. So if you simply go ahead and plug 0 inside this limit, so you'll get 0 over 0. So there's no way you'll have to factor anyway. Okay, so here we'll go ahead and expand this square root, that the square with the brackets that we have over here. So you know, I think at this point you guys know that this a plus b squared is equals to a squared plus 2ab plus b squared, right? So this is pretty simple. So you're basically going to write 25 minus 10h plus h squared minus 25 over h. Okay, so we get this over here, and this 25, negative 25, it cancels out, and then we're left with negative 10h plus h squared plus h, and we can go ahead and factor in h over here. So if we go ahead and factor the h, then we get negative 10 plus h, and then divide by h. So we cancel this h and h, and we're gonna be left with this one, which is equals to basically negative 10. Okay, so this is basically the answer. Alright, so we have this another problem over here, and this involves square roots. So you know, when we have a problem with square roots, so we use conjugate. So here we have 9 plus 8 square root minus 3. So we're going to multiply this with the conjugate of this, which is 9 plus h, and then plus 3. Okay, so we'll have to multiply the top and bottom with the same thing. So 9 plus h plus 3. Okay, so this would be the conjugate of this one. So if you go ahead and multiply this, so what do you get? So if you go ahead and multiply this, so this thing multiplies with this one, and then we have this thing multiplied with this one, and next we have this multiplied with this, and next we have this multiplied with this. Okay, so I hope you guys got the idea. So this by this, so it's like a times a, that's a squared, so 9 plus h, and then you're gonna have to wait. So this is square root already, and you have to square it, and square root, they cancel out each other. Okay, and next we have this multiplied by 3. So we have 3, 9 plus h. Okay, and next what do we have? Then we have negative 3 multiplied by 9 plus h, and then we have basically a 9. Okay, and oops, sorry, that was a negative 9. Okay, so then we'll basically go ahead and multiply these two together. Okay, so then we have this, and you see this is positive and this is negative. So positive and negative, these two things, they cancel out each other. So next we can basically write 9 plus h, negative 9, because here the square root and square, they cancel out each other, so we're only left with 9 plus h, and here we have negative 9, so 9 and 9, they're gonna cancel out, and at the bottom we have this 9 minus h plus 3, and here we have an h as well, so this h and h also cancels out. So at the end of the day, we're only left with 1 over 9 plus h plus 3. Okay, that's it, and we have square root over here, and this as limit as h approaches 0. So if you go ahead and plug this limit in, so you should get 1 over 6. Okay, so we have this next problem over here, where just basically we have to have a same denominator first, and for this you can see that if you multiply this with t plus 1, so you'll end up getting the same denominator. So let's go ahead and multiply this equation by t plus 1. So I can choose another color, let's say. Okay, so we have to multiply this top and bottom with t plus 1. So if we go ahead and multiply this, so at the top we get t plus 1, negative 1, and at the bottom we get t squared plus t. Okay, and now we can cancel out this 1 and negative 1, and afterwards if you go ahead and factor out the t at the bottom, so you get t plus 1, and then you can cancel out the t and t, then you're basically left with 1 over t plus 1. So now you can go ahead and put the limit in, so you get 1 over t plus 1. So if you go ahead and solve this, so you'll end up getting a 1. Okay, so we have this problem over here again involving conjugates. So here we have the conjugate again. So 4 plus square root of x, we're gonna multiply this, and then again this equation multiply by 4 plus square root of x. Okay, so if we go ahead and multiply this too, so then we get 16 negative negative square root of x, and then we get so like we're multiplying this with this, and then we have to multiply this with this, so then we get 4, and then we get a negative 4 square root of x, and lastly we're gonna get square, because you have square root and square root and square, they're gonna cancel each other out, and this 4 and negative 4 they cancel each other, so then you're left with 16. That was a negative and positive, so this has to be negative, sorry. So then 16 minus x you're left with, and at the bottom you'll have 16x squared minus x squared, and then you have this. And if you go ahead and put the limit inside, so limit as x approaches 16, so if you try to solve this, so you should get 1 over 128. So that's it for today's video, and thanks for watching, and in the next video we'll do the piecewise function.